Hi again, I'm Marnie from Bubble and Flute. Thanks for joining me. Today we are going to spend a little bit of time talking about one of my favourite styles of champagne, Rosé Champagne. I could literally rosé all day, and I kind of am this week. The moment we're in the end of August in Australia, which should be deepest, darkest winter for us, but I live in Brisbane, which is in Queensland, and it's sunny and it's warm. Today it's like 28 degrees outside, so it feels like springtime. So I'm kicking off spring a little bit early with a little rosé extravaganza for you all this week. So as well as talking about rosé champagnes, key issue to acknowledge up front, these are affordable rosé champagnes. So there are some stunning and very expensive rosé champagnes. I've picked three today that if you are in Australia, you can pick up at Vintage Cellars, Dan Murphy's or First Choice for under 50 bucks. Rosé champagne tends to be priced a little higher than non-vintage standard champagne, and that's largely around rarity. They don't produce as much of it. So to be able to get any champagne under $50, I think we're super lucky now in Australia, and to score some rosés in that market under $50 as well is chicka-ching, we are winning. So, on to rosé champagne. So, rosé champagne is kind of almost like the anti-champagne in a way, because when you think about how they set out to make champagne is that they are very, very deliberate in ensuring that none of the colour from the grape skins ever taints the champagne. So the way they do the pressing to produce the grapes is a very, very delicate process that intentionally avoids the skins, which is where all the colour comes from, coming into contact with the grape juice that is pressed out of the grapes at pressing. Rosé, on the other hand, as we can tell, and we're very glad for, is pink, pink, pinkety pink. So how do they make it pink? Why do they make it pink? They make it pink because it's beautiful. That's how I'm going to say. It's gorgeous, it's lovely, it's different. Rosé champagne was invented, I'm going to say, in 1818 by Madame Clicquot, who was obviously the founder of the house, the very famous House of Veuve Clicquot. She was a pioneering woman in champagne, and she invented the riddling process, and she also invented rosé champagne. So props to you, Madame Clicquot. We love you. So how they make rosé champagne, there's generally two ways. There's a third way, but I'm not going to get bogged down in it. It's not very common. There's two ways they make rosé champagne, and that's through a blending process, rosé d'assemblage, which is when they add still red wine to a champagne. Now, the still red wine that they add critically must be made from grapes produced in the Champagne region, otherwise it wouldn't get the tick of approval for being part of the Champagne appellation. But they blend it between 5 and 20%, depending on the house and their style, will be blended red wine. The other way is they have a style called maceration, and maceration is going back to how they avoid putting the colour in the skin. They let the colour go in the skin. So when they do the pressing, they allow the grape skins to come into contact with the grape juice. Could be between 24 and 72 hours. They let it sit there until they've decided the colour's right, and that's how they get the rosé champagne. Blending is far more common because, technically speaking, it's a much easier process, and it's very hard to get consistency, they tell me, with the maceration technique. I'm just going to finish up this video here now. Watch part 2, where I'll get into more detail about each of these three champagnes. Ciao for now.